We've got examples 5 and 6 to finish on these notes here. Solving equations with square roots. So example 5, go ahead and write that down. I'm going to give you about a 30-second head start, and then we'll go over it together. When we set this one up, don't forget we circle the variable, draw the line, but then we also do what? Box the square root. Now notice here I'm not boxing the 3 because the 3 is not in the square root, right? Once we've got this set up here, that box tells us that anything outside of it needs to go first. So what needs to go first here? The 3, right? And this 3 is right next to the square root, which means it's multiplication. And to get rid of it, we divide. So on the left side, that times 3 and divided by 3 cancel, and we're going to bring everything else down, the g minus 7 inside the square root. And on the right side, 9 divided by 3 is 3. All right, now there's nothing left outside the square root, so what do we need to do next? Get rid of the square root. How do we do that? Square it. Square goes up and to the right. Do it on both sides. Square and square root cancel. What does that leave on the left? And on the right side, 3 squared is? Yeah, the only thing we have to do left is to get rid of the 7. So we're going to add 7 on each side. And the 7s are going to cancel on the left. That leaves g. On the right side, 9 plus 7 is? 16. Equal goes on the line and box it. Example 6. Same thing. I'll give you a little bit of a head start. I'm going to set it up with you here, and then we'll go over it together after you work on it a little bit. So we'll circle the h, draw the line of equality, and box the square root. So the 4 is outside and the minus 5 is outside. Alright, so first thing we need to get rid of here is the minus 5. We'll get rid of that by adding 5. On the left side, those 5s cancel each other out and everything else comes down. Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people like to skip this step. Make sure that every time you get rid of something, you simplify it completely before you get rid of the next thing. Okay, now we want to get rid of the times 4, so we divide by 4. Do that on both sides. The 4's on the left cancel. What does that leave? Okay, we've got the square root of h minus 12, and on the right side? 4. Alright, now everything outside the square root is gone, so what can we do now? Not square root. We need to get rid of the square root, so we're going to square it. So we're going to put our square on both sides. Remember, the square goes up and to the right. When we simplify this one, the square and the square root cancel, leaving h minus 12. And on the right side, 4 squared is 16. And one more thing to get the h by itself. 12's on the left cancel, leaving h. And on the right side, 16 plus 12 is 28.